Hello language lovers, welcome back to eClub, where we make English easy and fun and full of surprises. I'm Mrs. Reena and today we are about to flip your vocabulary upside down, literally. We are going to discuss antonyms. So, what is an antonym? An antonym is a word that means the opposite of another word. Learning common antonyms sharpens your sense of language and expands your vocabulary. We'll look at a few examples, followed by a summary and a few words and exercise for you to work through. Ready? Let's see some antonyms in action. Take a look at this sentence. The sun is bright, but the night is dark. Did you catch the antonyms? Bright and dark are opposites. Now, let's look at a few commonly used words and their antonyms. Modesty and arrogance are antonyms of each other. A modest person is humble, while an arrogant person is domineering. Let's look at the usage of these words in our day-to-day conversation. In character, he was modest and kind, ever ready to help and encourage serious students. She has an authoritative manner that at times is almost arrogant. The next word is meagre, and its antonym is extravagant. Meagre is insufficient or scarce. Extravagant means abundant or ample. Meagre implies the absence of elements, qualities, or numbers necessary to a thing's richness or substance. Examples of these would be: every morning he eats a meagre breakfast of toast and coffee. The porters rely on tips rather than their meagre salary to earn a living. He tried to win her over with extravagant gifts. The next word is rude, and its antonym is courteous. Rude suggests the absence of cordiality and manners, whereas courteous is dignified politeness. For example, it's rude not to say thank you when you are given something. We should be kind and courteous and responsible. Let's move on to the next word, disperse. And its antonym is compile. Disperse implies a breaking up of a mass or a group. Compile means to collect or put together. When the rain came down, the crowd started to disperse. We compile our findings in the report. Councils were required to compile a register of all adults living in their area. The next word is fact, and its antonym is fiction. Fact represents the truth and fiction falsehood. For example, for many, it is difficult to decipher fact from fiction. The book is filled with interesting facts and figures. If all popular fiction were this good, no one would bother reading literature. The antonym of adamant is yielding. Adamant means hard or stubborn, while yielding means easygoing or flexible. For example, they tried to get me to change my mind, but I was adamant. She has a gentle, yielding temperament. Let's take a quick look at the words and their antonyms that we just discussed before we move on to the next set of words. The antonym of modest is arrogant. The antonym of meagre is extravagant. Rude, courteous. Disperse, collect or compile. The antonym of fact is fiction, and the antonym of adamant is yielding. Now, let's look at a few more words and their antonyms. Procrastinate. It means to delay doing something or put off, while expedite means to make a process happen more quickly. For example, you have a deadline on Monday and you really can't afford to procrastinate. They have asked the judge to expedite the lawsuits. Let's look at the usage of the word callous and its antonym sensitive. Callous means hard or insensitive, and its antonym is sensitive. For example, the doctor seemed callous when he delivered the bad news. I have to be very careful with what I say as she is very sensitive. The next word is haughty, which means arrogant or not humble, and its antonym is humble. For example, she gave him a haughty look and turned away. He gave a great performance, but he was very humble. The next set of words is hideous and attractive. Hideous means ugly or unattractive. Attractive means good looking. She saw a hideous face at the window and screamed. I thought he was very attractive and obviously very intelligent. The next word is hypocrisy. Hypocrisy means insincerity. For example, his hypocrisy made him impossible to trust. The antonym of hypocrisy is sincerity. Misfortunes test the sincerity of friends. Hasty means rushed, while leisurely means relaxed and unhurried. For example, it was a hasty decision and you may live to regret. She walked at a leisurely pace. Let's do a quick recap of all the words and their antonyms we just discussed before we move on to the assignment. Procrastinate. The antonym is expedite. Callous. Sensitive. Haughty. Humble. The antonym of hideous is attractive. Hypocrisy. Sincerity. And the antonym of leisurely is hasty. Now it's time to test your skills. Please pause the video. Please form sentences of your own to understand the usage of words and their antonyms in this slide. And there you have it. Antonyms are simple, but they are very important in helping you express yourself clearly. Antonyms are super helpful when you're talking or writing. Thank you for joining me today. Stay tuned for more exciting lessons on language and grammar. If you enjoyed learning today, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to eClub and hit the notification bell so you never miss a lesson. Until next time, keep learning and exploring the wonderful world of words. See you in the next lesson.